Hi, good morning students. This is your PSR. Today we are going to learn about chemical reactions and equations. This is your first chapter in our syllabus. Okay. While going through this video classes, everyone should open your textbook running notes and note every point in this. Why chemical reactions and equations means in this lot of it involves lot of chemical reactions, chemical formulas, symbols, everything. That's why note down every chemical substance and write its chemical formula. That is very important in this unit. Okay, let us start our lesson, that is chemical reactions and equations. In our day-to-day life, we observe so many changes. What are the changes? When milk is left at room temperature, okay, the next day we observed a solid undissolved component is formed in it. That means change takes place. And in the same manner, when iron objects are left outside, we observe a brown color coating is formed on it. What is this brown color coating? This brown color coating is nothing but oxides of iron. That is the change. And in our day-to-day life, we observe when dough is placed in a container, fully in a container, the next day that is overflown. That means that is rising of dough. This rising of dough is due to fermentation reaction and digestion of food, respiration, photosynthesis, burning of wood, cutting of a tree, heating of an iron rod. Like that we observed so many changes. Okay, like that so many changes keep on occurring in our daily life. Okay, what you have noticed in these changes, for example, in the case of an iron objects, in the case of iron objects, that rust is formed, rusty brown color, we observed brown color coating. And in digestion of food, that complex molecules are converted into simpler molecules. Okay, and in the same way, in respiration, this glucose is converted into carbon dioxide and water with the release of some energy. Like that we notice so many changes in these reactions. So many changes in these reactions. Then that means based on all these observations, we classified these two reaction changes into two types, that are physical change and chemical change. Then what is physical change and what is chemical change? Let us observe this physical change. To understand this physical change, let us conduct some activities. Take some ice cubes and heat that ice cubes. If we heat that ice cubes, that ice changes into water. That means why it is in the form of ice, what is there? H2O molecules are there, and it is in the form of water, again H2O molecules. That means what composition is not changed. That means no new substance is formed, but change takes place in state only. What is changed here? State only changes. In the case, again in the same manner, melting of wax. When a candle is lightened, we observe the wax which is in solid state that gets converted into liquid state. Okay, wax at first, before heating it is in solid state, after heating it is in liquid state. What is changed only in this? Again state is changed, but no new substance is formed. And in the same manner, in the lead oxide is a white color solid. When we heat this lead oxide, it changes into yellow color. Again on heating this yellow color lead oxide, it changes into white color. Before heating it is lead oxide PbO, and after heating it is again PbO. That means no change in composition, but change takes place in color only. And in the same manner, take an iron rod. If we heat that iron rod, it becomes red hot. Okay, and if we cool this again, it regains its original color. In this also no change in composition, but what is changed? Color is only changed. Okay, next, in air coolers we observe the water lets out through a pipe. How this water is formed? That is due to condensation of water vapor present in the air. That means when this water vapor is condensed, it converts into water. Here also no change in composition, in the form whenever it is in the form of gaseous state, H2O molecules are there. In it is in the form of liquid state, same again H2O molecules, but what is changed? Only volume and state is only changed. Like that we observe so many changes. In all these we observe changes in physical properties like state, color, volume only, but no change in chemical composition. No change in chemical composition means no new substance is formed. Okay, what are the properties that are chemical properties or physical properties? What are the properties of the former substances that are same to the properties of initial substances, that means before cooling and after cooling? And if we reverse the reaction, we can easily get back the original substance. That's why all these are temporary changes. This type of temporary changes are called as physical changes. Then what is physical change? Physical change means the change in which there is no change in composition. That means no new substance is formed. If we reverse the reaction, we can easily get back the original substance, but changes takes place in physical properties like color, state, volume only. This type of changes are called as physical changes. Let us observe one more type of changes, that is chemical change. What is this chemical change? Okay, and how do you come to know that a chemical change is happened? To know this, let us perform some activities. Okay, for example, in the case of digestion of food, in the digestion of food means the conversion of complex molecules into simpler molecules. What are the complex molecules? Carbohydrates, C12, H22, O11 enzymes. Okay, after digestion, finally that are converted into simpler molecules like glucose, C6, H12, O6. That means in this, okay, the complex molecules are break down into simpler molecules. Okay, means totally composition is changed, means new substance is no new substance is formed. Okay, and if we reverse the reaction again, can we get back these complex carbohydrates from the simple molecules like glucose? No, we can't. That's why it is an example for chemical change. And in the same manner, photosynthesis. In the photosynthesis, we observed that simpler molecules. What are the simpler molecules? Carbon dioxide and water, that are synthesized into complex molecules like carbohydrates. That means in this, the initial substances are carbon dioxide and water. The newly formed substance is carbohydrate. Again, new composition is changed. This is also a chemical change. But we think what are happening in the chemical lab. That means when two substances are mixed, okay, what change takes place? That is only chemical change. We think like that. What is happened in the chemical lab, that is only chemical change. If we think so like that, it is totally incorrect. The chemical changes may occur in our day-to-day life also, in our body also, like that. So many chemical changes. Okay, let us observe some more examples for chemical changes. That means in this case, totally new if we have totally new substance is formed, that means the properties of the newly formed substances are different to the properties of original substances, and we can't get back the original substance. That is called as chemical change. Then how do you come to know that a chemical change has happened? Okay, some observations help us to determine whether a chemical reaction takes place or not. What are the observations we made? Simply that are the characteristic properties of a chemical reaction. What are its characteristic properties? Okay, to understand the characteristic properties of the chemical reaction, let us observe some activities. In this activity, take magnesium ribbon. This magnesium ribbon is familiar to us, and already we performed these activities in our lab also. Okay, take magnesium ribbon. It is a silvery white color metal. Okay, if it is not lustrous, just take a sandpaper and rub the surface of the magnesium metal. Why? When magnesium metal is exposed to oxygen, a coating called magnesium oxide is formed. Okay, if we bond with this magnesium oxide, it doesn't bond, it is easily. That's why first rub this magnesium ribbon with sandpaper. Okay, and 2 to 5 centimeters of this magnesium ribbon is taken. Hold one end of the magnesium ribbon with tongs, and the other end is placed in a Bunsen burner. Okay, and take a watch glass, place the watch glass, okay, near the burning magnesium ribbon, okay, and this surprisingly this magnesium ribbon burns with dazzling light, okay, and a white color ash is collected in the watch glass. What is this white color ash formed? It is nothing but magnesium oxide. Observe this. In this case, the initial substances are magnesium and oxygen, and newly formed substance is magnesium oxide. If you observe the chemical formulas, magnesium Mg, oxygen O2, magnesium oxide MgO. That means what is changed? Chemical composition is changed. Okay, and not only change in chemical composition, we observe clearly, okay, its color is changed and state is also changed. Okay, let us observe one more activity. What is that? When zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid, we know zinc chloride and hydrogen are formed. Take some zinc pieces in a test tube, okay, and fix the test tube to a retort stand, okay, and add 2 to 5 ml of hydrochloric acid to these zinc pieces, okay. After adding this acid to the zinc pieces, insert a single hole rubber cork and pass a delivery tube through the single hole or cork, and the other end of the delivery tube is placed in a gas collecting jar which is filled with water, okay, and whenever we add this hydrochloric acid to zinc pieces, we observed bubbles are formed. That means formation of bubbles means what is produced? Gaseous substance is produced, okay. Which gas it is? To decide what is the gas, let us perform a test. For this, take a burning splinter, okay, place the burning splinter near the mouth of the jar where the gas is evolved. Simply the splinter is put off with a pop sound and the gas burns with blue flame. That means it is which gas? Hydrogen gas. That means when zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid, zinc chloride and hydrogen gas is produced. In this reaction, we observed totally new substances are formed. That means the properties of the newly formed substances are different to the properties of original substances. Not only that, evolution of gas takes place. And if we touch the walls of the test tube, we feel hot. We feel hot means what is happening in it? Heat is liberated. It is liberated. It is liberated means change in temperature takes place, okay. And if you observe one more reaction, when barium aqueous solution of barium chloride solution is added to aqueous solution of sodium sulfate, okay, both are colorless solutions, when these two are mixed, we observe a white color precipitate called barium sulfate is formed, an aqueous solution of sodium chloride. And in which test tube the reaction is happened? If we touch the walls of this test tube, we feel cool. We feel cool means what is happened? Heat is absorbed. Means again in this also change in temperature takes place. If change in temperature takes place, we can decide a chemical reaction is happened, okay. And in the same manner, let us observe one more activity. For this activity, substances are needed: potassium iodide and lead nitrate. Prepare aqueous solutions of potassium iodide and lead nitrate, okay. This aqueous solution of potassium iodide and aqueous solution of lead nitrate, these two are colorless solutions. And in a test tube, take 5 to 10 ml of potassium iodide and add 5 to 10 ml of this lead nitrate, okay. We observed a yellow color precipitate is formed due to the formation of potassium nitrate and lead iodide. A yellow color precipitate is formed. That means in this, what changes we have noticed? We observed color is changed and state is also changed. At first, both are true solutions, okay, but a solid undissolved component is formed, okay. That what we call as a precipitate. That means change in state takes place. In some reactions, change in state takes place, and in some reactions, change in color, and in some reactions, change in temperature, and in some reactions, evolution of gas. Whenever we observe these characteristic properties, we can easily decide that a chemical reaction takes place.